Well, look here. Guess who's number one in the Nielsen ratings again?
97.7.
All righty, folks, if you like accordions, if you like Cajun music, we got one of the best right here. I know y'all have heard the song Tear Stained Letter, and we have got Jo EL Sonnier on with us. Good morning. How are you, brother?
I'm fine. I am the Tear Stained Letter guy. Yep.
That is you, not to mention all the other stuff that's going on, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I love
I
it.
liked Evangeline. Evangeline was one of my favorites of his.
Oh, I did Evangeline when on the David Sanborn show, and David and I, like I said, what's that music you're playing there?
Zydeco.
Yeah, and he added on to his show with David Sanborn and Steve Jordan on drums. It was wonderful. Richard Thompson behind me playing the guitar. It just absolutely was a wonderful experience, and everybody loved it out there. It was something genuine. They never heard that kind of music.
That's right.
And that came from David. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I mean, I love it. Absolutely love it. Of course, I love everything Cajun. I love the food. I love the music and the whole 9 yards. Y'all can go to ʒoʊɛlsonnier.com. Follow him. He has got a website up that'll take you to all his music and all the stuff that's going on. You have been in the business. How long have you been in the business? 35 years?
Actually, 65 years.
65 years. Wow. That is.
This year, a 65 year. You know?
And you have played with some of the greats. I mean, honestly, you actually toured with Merle Haggard and God knows who else.
Charlie Daniels, Alabama, Lee Greenwood, even did some things with Billy Ray Cyrus down in your part of the country, in Georgia up there, and also been doing some shows with T. Graham Brown and so many wonderful people out there who's brought me encouragement to carry on. Say, man, I love that sound. So, of course, so I do my, my music in English, but I also provide them in French because it's my roots. That's where my culture starts from,
Right. Well, now, when you do the shows, I mean, that's the thing me and Sherry was talking about before. When you go to your concert, it's not a concert. It's more of a party.
It's a party. It's a dance. If you've never been to a Zydeco show, you don't know. You just don't know.
Yeah. You're not going to be in your seat.
That's right. I grew up in East Texas. And I was going to say, I grew up in East Texas, and we spent a lot of time going over into Louisiana, places like New Iberia, and we would go those off in the backwoods type of Zydeco shows, and those were the best times.
Oh, that's wonderful that you say that, because our ancestors, like the same, came down from France and Canada and brought in all this, this influence of music, with the Cajun and different forms of music, and just like the form of the food, and we carry that tradition proudly. Like I said, this new album I just came out with is called ʒoʊɛl, which means survivors, and if you go into the understanding what the story's about, I did the song in English as a bonus track to explain what I'm saying in the song when I'm singing it in French. But I just felt that I had to carry the banner for the people before me, because we've lost so many great heroes, and also young ones too as well in the last 2 to 5 years.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. And the thing about it, you knew all these people. That is the great thing. I mean, you have been on. Well, I was telling them before you got on, you actually was playing with Alan Jackson. I mean, you've played with George Strait. I mean, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, Toby Keith, Jamie Johnson, even with the Beach Boys and the Oak Ridge Boys. So many great people. Los Lobos. The list is pretty long, and but the person to thank that opened that door is Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny's the one that allowed me to play the accordion, and also he sang the song called Cajun Born, and it was also brought of his attention because of his wife,
Right.
So Miss Judy, June Carter, she the one that was say, hey John, you might want to put some of that accordion on there. And so I'm sitting down there watching these guys, sitting up, conforming themselves, ready to play, and here comes John and saying this thing in my ears called played pretty, Joel.
Yeah. The pressure's on.
And I led the band. Yeah, sure did. Yeah.
So now this
people like that, it's amazing. Yeah.
This new album, is it out now, or when is it coming out?
The album just came out just a little bit before Christmas. It's just been out a couple of weeks, and you can go down on my website, Jo EL Sonnier website, and there when you hit the click, you have to scroll down. I don't know much about computers. I stick to my music and write my songs.
Yeah. Well, now you're still writing. I mean, you have wrote. I mean, I asked. We were talking the other day, and I said, well, how many songs? And you're like, I can't remember how many songs I've had that's been out recorded. I mean, we sit there and try to figure it out, and it's just the list just keeps going on and on. I mean, that's something you can hang your hat on, no doubt.
Well, the thing is, the people that I played accordion on, like I said, a part of influences was Johnny Cash, Hank Williams Jr., Merle Haggard, Dolly Parton, Alan Jackson, Tanya Tucker, Mark Knopfler, Robert Cray, Neil Diamond. It just goes on and on. And thanks to those people, they opened their heart and embraced the Cajun, the music, and the rest is history. The Bellamy Brothers, love those guys.
Oh, yeah.
Los Locos. I mean, it just goes on there, Stephen. But if we hadn't, had these guys and encourage, their encouragement, I'd probably be, trying to do one thing, and it said, no, man, you got the gumbo, you got everything else, you stay right there where you are. That's it.
So you talking about
what I've done.
You're a Cajun. I love Cajun food. It's one of my favorites.
You had to bring up food.
Had to bring food up. Now, you're definitely a Cajun. What is your favorite Cajun dish? What is it? I mean, for us up here in the South, it's fried chicken. But what is it now? What is the favorite Cajun food that you love?
Well, I tell you the truth, whether you know it or not mentioning, Cajun gumbo, but also I love turtle sauce piquant.
Oh, yeah.
I've never had that.
If you know, the piquant sauce, oh, my.
Mm. Yeah, turtle sauce piquant and Cajun gumbo, and etouffee, and that thing. Anything that's got rice and gravy, put me on the table.
I'm with you. I'm gonna have to try. I never eat turtle. There's like 7 different types of meats in a turtle.
They make a really good terrapin soup in Louisiana. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Really
well, that's what the Cajun. Well, you got to remember, our Cajun, our people, they were trappers. They were the best in the world. They started down there in Canada, and when they moved, in Louisiana, they had no ground, no place to go. So they had to find the woods and cut down, shut them down, and started their plantation. That's how it is.
Mm-hmm.
The story about the Cajuns. That's why I told you, Stephen. There's some things I don't know. You have to go in the computer. But the thing is, our people, struggled and they worked real hard to become where they are today. But the main thing is to remember that it's preservation in a big letter. Preservation of our language and our culture. And that goes all around. That's what we need. That's what we need to go back to. It's what makes us keep us simple-minded, and not so much because there's so much around you see, and you jump one place, you jump, the other one. Next thing you know it, you forget about yourself.
That's right.
And that was my main thing. I said, I'm gonna do everything I can to carry that banner for my heroes, people unsung, that's deceased through the years. And you got to remember, as a kid, I was blessed. I sat in most of all the giant Cajun accordion players, and there was many of them. And I started playing in stands, and before I put my band at 7, 8 years old. I brought my accordion at school at 6. I went to a radio station, KSIG in Crawley, when I was 7, 8 years old. I had my own little 15-minute program with Mr. Alden Sonnier. It's all there. It's all there on that information, the computer.
It's right here on his website.
Yeah.
Yep. And if anybody out there has not ever or does not know what ʒoʊ́ɛl is,
oh, you'll love it.
You've got to go, and this is the best place to go because this is the master right here. But go to jo-elsonnier.com and you can find out what ʒoʊ́ɛl is.
And
well, the thing is, I'm part, the form of ʒoʊ́ɛl, but I'm mainly more on the Cajun side. I do know about the ʒoʊ́ɛl.
Right.
I work with Phillips and Rockin' Dupsy, Buckwheat ʒoʊ́ɛl. These are all my people. We all work together at the same time. We share the Cajun, and they did the zydeco. We got the Creole, we got Cajun country. We had the whole mix. But the diatonic accordion has a unique sound, and the zydeco sound has more like a piano. And I remember sitting down in front of the TV back when I was a kid and watching the Lawrence Welk show and try to wait until that man would play that piano accordion, and I sit down with my diatonic accordion and try to follow some of the notes. So it started from way back, but actually hearing the music, early in the morning, I try to, I had one little corner accordion. I didn't have my own first accordion until I was 11 years old. That was built by Mr. Sidney Brown here in Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Right.
And bless his heart, he only made 50 of them. He was the only one that actually built accordions. Mm-hmm. But he inspired me. He made the best accordion for me. And I went in the studio and recorded a song called ʒoʊ́ɛl, which today is a classic between the 1 to 5. Mm-hmm. And I don't know where it's at, but every young little artist that starts to learn to play the accordion or learn to sing, they start on my song. And with that, it really touches my heart. And you go in the videos and you hear, man, making you good love, way up there. And back then, I had that 6 octaves over. I mean, I could bend notes. I mean, everything else. And Bonnie Bramlett said, son, when you can't hit the note, just embrace the rest. And I learned that from Bonnie Bramlett.
Oh, man, that is cool. I love Bonnie Bramlett, no doubt. Yep, no doubt.
Yeah, I met so many wonderful people. Gord Hudson of the band, Levon Him. These guys, Rick Danko would have me say, hey, Joel, you got your accordion? I have it in the trunk somewhere, but I have it always with me.
That's the thing, though. Back in the day, that's the way it was when everybody got together. Everybody played music. I think, it's, a lot of that has been lost with these new artists because they're more interested in doing just counting their money and staying on the bus and, instead of getting out and jamming. That used to be the big thing.
That was it. That was part of communication. They would share our stories, what food you ate today, and, what's going tomorrow. And the same thing with the farmers. My father was, he a sharecropper. Mm-hmm. My father was very hard sharecroppers. And the thing is, the landlord would take 2 bales and my father would keep 1. That was not farming the money. The only time they would actually pay the landlord is by going to the cotton gin and getting their, the cotton weighed. And, of course, they were lucky if they get $300, $400, in that days. I don't know. I was too young to actually know what, my father never showed me the paycheck. But I do know that he would give the landlord 2 of the bales. Right. And then they would keep 1. Surviving, on their property. That's how they rented, But, my favorite show is Gunsmoke, thanks to John Wayne.
There you go.
James O'Neill. Yep. Praise God for John Wayne because he's my guy. And I watch Little House on the Prairie. It gets me more in touch of real, simple life, how they managed to go through, all the parts of surviving, sacrifices they made, and still humbly, kept it together. The Waltons, the family. Oh, yeah. Those are the kind of things that I watch for. I see other kind of, contemporary things, on television. But my main thing is, God, I just meditate and try to say, God, heal this world. Heal this world. It's, there's too much chaos going on.
I know that's the truth. I guarantee it. Folks, we're talking to Jo EL Sonnier. Go to ʒoʊɛlsonnier.com and check out his website. We have got to get to a break, man. I hate to hang up. I could talk to you all day long. You know that. And but we've got to get to a short break. But I do appreciate you tuning in with us and telling us a little bit about what's going on. We're going to keep up with you and order this new album.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll have that send that to you guys and appreciate it. And tell them Cajun I said, hey.
There you go, man. We love you, man. I guarantee it. We love you. One of the best, no doubt. So anyway, you have a good day and we'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, good merci. Thank you.
Thank you for spending a little time with us. And remember, you can tune in every morning at WJULradio.com at 8 a.m. Eastern. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like us on Facebook, The Morning Dish.